Was Tech football able to take down the Cyclones? Was the Red Raider soccer team able to upset number 9 West Virginia? The LA Lakers have been crowned the NBA champions. And after seeing several NFL games postponed due to COVID-19 complications, could we possibly see this becoming a trend in the NFL? Find out next. MCTV Sports 101 starts now. Hey there, sports fans, and welcome to MCTV Sports 101. I am Austin Seat.
And I'm Ryan Heller. Texas Tech football came up short against the Iowa State Cyclones on Saturday, losing 31-15. Tech started off hot with a blocked field goal by Eli Howard in the first quarter, which led to a Zach McPherson taking it for a 90-yard touchdown. Sadly, that was the only highlight for Tech until the fourth quarter, as Iowa State went on a roll to score 31 unanswered points. Tech did not score again until the fourth quarter, with a touchdown by Henry Colombi for 18 yards to Eric Ezukama, followed by a 2-point conversion. The Red Raiders will have a bye week next week and will then host the West Virginia Mountaineers next Saturday. The time has not yet been announced. Austin, what do you think was the biggest problem in the loss this weekend?
Is there an option for everything? I mean,
yes, there is an option for everything.
I mean, I watched the game. Defense looked promising. Special teams has looked great as always, as they had these past 4 weeks. I thought the touchdown was going to spark an offense. It didn't. Bowman, I thought, looked terrible. Colombi, better, but not realistically. Bowman had 97 yards. Colombi only had 115.
Which is sad because he only played the fourth quarter.
I feel like if they had gotten him off earlier, he would have had or you might have had a closer game. I still think we were going to lose that game because Iowa State, for some reason or another, has decided to show up hot in this pandemic, beating Oklahoma, sorry. But, I mean, I didn't think anything looked good. I mean, the rushing attack there was no rushing attack. If you look at it, the Tech rushing was, I think, like at 55 yards compared to Iowa State, who had closer to 100 rushing yards. Passing, it was about even. I want to thank Colombi on that one to make up for the passing yardage. But I mean, all in all, I'm just going to say it. Tech sucks. I think every Tech fan knows it, and I think everyone in the world knows it. So, please write in the comment section. Say you hate me, but it's true.
One thing that really disturbed me is that time of possession. That was the big key. 40 minutes to 19 minutes for Tech going to Iowa State. Tech was 0-10. They didn't convert one third down.
I didn't even mention the third down completion.
There was no rhythm. I'm sorry. I don't know who is to blame between Bowman, the offense, Wells.
I don't know who's to blame. Matt, well, I mean, you don't.
I don't know who the blame is toward. Maybe it's to all of them. Maybe
all
of them.
That's all I gotta say.
Can't blame special teams.
They did their job.
I don't know who belongs. I don't know who deserves their piece of the blame pie. But there was no rhythm at all.
Well,
they couldn't get going at all.
I mean, individually, some players do great. I mean, Bowman 97, not his normal day. Colombi, rarely saw him, but he had 115 only in the fourth quarter. That looked promising.
Ezukama 61
Rushing
yards.
was just nowhere. No one had over 25 yards total. The highest was Xavier White, who I am starting to love, by the way, at 21. Yes. Roderick Thompson, who is supposed to be the star, only had 15. Colombi, who's the quarterback, had more than him. Eric Ezukama, as far as receiving, Ezukama obviously on top with a touchdown and 61 yards. Thompson had 29 yards. Jalen Polk had 54 yards. I mean, just obviously not good when it came to the receiving.
As far as Bowman,
did Vasher play this game?
Vasher, I don't think so. He didn't seem to show up if he did.
Yep.
And I don't know about Bowman. See, remember, he got injured last week against Kent State. I don't know if that leg injury played a part. I don't know. Maybe he should not have played this week just for safekeeping. Maybe they should have started in Columbia. I don't know. But something was off with Bowman as well as the whole team. I don't know what happened there. But that's something I'm thinking about now. Because remember, it was in the first quarter he got taken off the game with a leg injury, and I can't shake that feeling that maybe that has something to do with Bowman's poor play. I don't know, but
the good news is Tech does have a week to wait before we go up against Baylor in 2 weeks.
So we will see who starts.
So they have time to figure out everything that was mistaken in that game. Special teams, you keep doing what you're doing. You're playing great. It's the rest of the team that's not. But anyway, moving on. Texas Tech soccer came up short against the West Virginia Mountaineers on Friday as they lost 2-1. After going into halftime tied at 0, the Mountaineers piled scoring 2 unanswered goals, one in the 46th minute and the other in the 81st minute. However, the Red Raiders did not give up as Christian Davis scored a goal in the 87th minute off a free kick to the left side of the net. But sadly, the scores stayed that way as West Virginia held on for the win. They will head to Fort Worth on Friday to take on the TCU Horned Frogs at 7. You can catch the game on Big 12 now on ESPN+. Ryan, what was your take on the game?
Well,
I'll be honest, I missed it, so I couldn't really say much. But
yeah, it was kind of tough. I thought that, with Madison White having 6 saves, as far as on the other side, the West Virginia's goalie 1 save, I would not think that like they would end up losing 2-1 because Madison White, she did her part.
Well, clearly she had 2 saves in the first, 4 in the second. She had 6 total compared to West Virginia's 1. I hate to interrupt you, brother, but to me, what it looks like here is that West Virginia kept it on Tech's side of the field, or the Tech side of the pitch, mostly the entire game.
Because they had 8 shots on goal to Tech's too.
Well, I was about to say you have 15 total shots. 8 shots of them were on goal compared to Tech. They had 2 shots, and apparently both of them must have been on goal. So, but anyway, continue your point. I hate to interrupt you, but
no, it's okay, it's okay. But you know what?
It's been a weird week.
Ash, I feel you, man. But you know what? Credit to Kristen Davis because that was a really good free kick. It was obviously a good planned free kick by Coach Tom Stone and Kristen Davis and Teeter. They all executed it perfectly. Wish we'd had more of that. But you know what? It is. I do find it weird, considering the 6 saves to 1. But yeah, when you mentioned 15 shots to 2 and 8 shots on goal to 2, that does play a role because that shows that West Virginia was able to keep it on their side of the field for a majority of the time. And when you do that, you cause more stress on Madison White.
You got to give credit to West Virginia's midfield on that, keeping it on Tech's side or on Tech's goalie side for what seems to me like majority of the second half.
Yeah.
So you got to give credit to the West Virginia midfield. I didn't watch the game, so I can't really critique the Tech side of things. But just by looking at the scoring summary and just seeing like the statistics, it looks like West Virginia mainly dominated. Which you got to give them credit. They're ranked number 9 in the nation as far as soccer goes. But corner kicks, you had West Virginia having 10 compared to Tech's 3. Fouls. This could be a factor. This could not. I don't watch soccer enough. I'm trying to make myself better for that. But I've been watching a lot of Europe League, Premier League, Champions League, and even like MLS and NCAA. But you have to. So I don't really know if fouls do play a factor in football as much as they do in soccer as much as they do in football. But 7 fouls for Texas Tech. 1 was a yellow card in the 12th minute to Margaret Bagley, compared to only 2 fouls. I'm guessing these 2 yellow cards were the 2 fouls, but. And
another thing that does play a factor: 4 offsides on Tech's side, which could have played a part in it as well. But hopefully they can improve as they had on the Fort Worth. Ladies, we will be pulling for you.
Yep. Hey, 0-2-2. We need a win here. we need something to be happy for.
We will get it.
Basketball can't come fast enough.
Oh my God, yes, indeed, and baseball too.
All right, keep it going.
The LA Lakers became NBA champs last night as they defeated the Miami Heat in Game 6, winning 106-93 to win their 17th championship in franchise history. It was a close game in the first quarter as the Lakers led 28-20. After that, they turned it up, outscoring the Heat 36-16 in the second quarter and never looked back. LeBron James was one of 5 players to score in double figures as he had 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists to record a triple-double. Anthony Davis had 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Austin, what was the biggest key to the Lakers' victory last night?
LeBron, plain and simple. He obviously performed at 35, no less. Rajon Rondo, who also had a big game, I think he had like 19 points. Let me pull it up real quick. I apologize.
He did. He had
19.
He did have 19 points. Coming off the bench, by the way.
30 minutes played, had 19 points coming off the bench, so got to give credit where credit is due for him. But if you look at it, you got to give credit to where credit is due. The Lakers, offices, they really went out and helped LeBron this year. They saw he needed a lot of help last year. Rondo coming off the bench really it was a big help, and then to have Anthony Davis with that double-double. I'm not going to say this is his best this is one of his best finals performances, but I don't think it tops the Cleveland Cavalier one, which most people seem to compare it. They say this is his better one due to the bubble.
Which Cleveland Cavalier one are you talking about? Because he's been to 5 finals as a Cavalier.
The one he won it in.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that was obvious, but I guess not.
I just want to make sure.
So I guess not coming from a Houston Rockets fan. So I'm sorry, low blow. My apologies. But obviously, some people say this is the more challenging one. I personally don't think that, but you obviously got to give credit where credit is due. LeBron outperformed Jimmy Butler and the Heat on this one.
Now, me personally, I think, now look, man, LeBron might have been the Finals MVP, but to me, the Finals MVP is no other than Jimmy Butler, even though he was on the losing side. Because, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, like, the man played over 40 minutes each and every time.
Kobe Bryant-esque minutes in a finals game.
I'm going to actually count it down. I'm actually going to count down all the games and the minutes. Game 1, 44 minutes, then 44, 43, 47, 44. I mean,
clearly all above 40 minutes. The only one,
LeBron
James has 41 in this game. I'm not really going to go back and check because he won.
If you looked at Jimmy Butler coming off that post-game interview after the 47 minutes, he started to walk and he looked like he got hit in the groin and had to recover quickly. That's what it looked like with him, the way he was walking. But
give the Heat credit where credit is due. They came in here, they performed. They obviously were the best in the East. Jimmy Butler especially. You got to give Jimmy Butler a lot of credit. I mean, that Kobe Bryant-esque playing time. And you got to also, the Heat did everything they could to stop. I remember them blinding him, hitting him in the groin, and it obviously still couldn't stop the King. I'm not going to say he's the GOAT because I don't want to get into a whole nother topic on that one because we know where it is. Let us know in the comments what you think. We'll get to it in a later video.
Yes.
Well, we all knew that due to COVID-19, this would be an NFL season like no other, and it keeps getting crazier. First, it was a marathon of star players getting injured. Now it's games being postponed and rescheduled. The Tennessee Titans matchup with the Buffalo Bills has been rescheduled for a rare Tuesday night showdown. Along with that, the game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots has also been postponed. It was originally supposed to be played tonight, but it has been rescheduled for October 18th, which will be next Sunday at 1 o'clock. There are also other changes expected in the NFL within the next few weeks. Ryan, do you see this becoming a problem throughout the season as the NFL season goes on?
Sadly, yes, because like you said, we all did know that this was going to be a season like no other. We all saw this coming. I mean, like at the start of it, when we found out there was going to be no preseason, that was just the start of it. But you mentioned the 2 games. There are other games as well. The Jets and Chargers moved from Week 6 to Week 11.
Yeah.
And same with the Broncos and the Dolphins. You look at a Week 8 matchup between the Chargers and the Jaguars. That's been moved to Week 7. Chargers and Broncos Week 11 has been moved to Week 8. And the Chargers and Dolphins moved from Week 7 to Week 10. And that's just the start of it.
Well, not to mention a lot of bye weeks have been moved. I think last week, Week 4, the Steelers. This all started in Week 4 with the Steelers and the Titans.
Yeah.
And that controversy with the Titans.
Which, by the way, we still don't really know exactly what happened. That's all sketchy
in itself. If you have, please link us in the comments section below. We would love to hear your opinions on this. But it started with that game. So Week 4, obviously, the Steelers and Titans, that was their bye week. So now they no longer have a bye week. So the Steelers, obviously, that kind of messed them up. You had this Thursday was supposed to be, I think, the Chiefs-Bills game. That's getting moved to next Monday. As we said, Broncos-Patriots. I think another one is, let me look here.
The Chargers and the Saints game that's going to be played tonight was supposed to be at a different day as well.
Chargers bye week.
A different week.
Okay, here's a few more bye weeks being moved. Chargers bye week was moved from Week 10 to Week 6. Dolphins bye week, the Dolphins Week 11 bye has been moved to Week 7. The Jaguars Week 7 bye was pushed back to Week 8. The Jets bye week has been moved from Week 11 to Week 10. So you obviously have that game. This will affect teams in many different ways. Some obviously benefiting them, some not. I think one I saw the Bills-Chiefs game. I think the Bills hate playing on Thursday, from what I've heard. This is what I've heard. Rumors. I don't know if this is true or not. But obviously they won't be playing another Thursday night game for the rest of this season. So this obviously is going. You're obviously going to get games on days you didn't think would be possible.
I mean, look at tomorrow, for instance. Look at tomorrow. I don't think we've ever seen a Tuesday night matchup.
And the injury bug's still going on. Dak Prescott, bless
has
had a successful surgery with he had an ankle not contusion. That's
It was
probably
an ankle injury. It was.
Sorry about that. That's probably a note about that. But ankle contusion and then a dislocation of the right ankle. So he is obviously out for the season. So
Yes.
and then you have
and we also wish him a very speedy recovery.
obviously. We'll talk about that as the season goes on. But then you also have like the Falcons injury bugs and stuff like that. So obviously this is a weird season for everyone, including the fans.
Yes.
So we're just along for the ride at this point.
And let us know in the comment section what you've heard about the controversy with the Titans, because that's sketchy in and of itself. We don't. Not many people really know what's
And
going on.
if we do find out, we will do a topic on it. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time for Who You Got, and obviously, brother, we have to go ahead and let's address the elephant in the room. I am at 4-8. You are at 7-5.
Yep.
So I think I've had my record for the weeks has probably been 1-3 since we've been doing our picks.
Yeah.
I will catch up to you. We will have one day where we have a big rank league where I will obviously have a chance to catch up to you just so we can do it in my favor. But I'll own up to it. I've been wrong on many mistakes, and that is why I'm 4-8. But one prediction I did get right. Said the Lakers were going to win it in 6.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
I will give you credit on that one.
Moving over to Who You Got. To start off, we have an NFL matchup with the LA Chargers facing the New Orleans Saints later tonight. Ryan, who you got?
You know what? I have to keep my faith in St. Drew, and I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints on this one. I think that they're playing well, and plus also, you know what? I just got to keep faith in Drew Brees. I got to keep faith in that man, and
that old bad man.
the old bad man. I mean, like he's about 40 now.
Picture, or 42. He's in Tom Brady-esque age. Can you imagine this? Pretty soon here, we're going to have a league with no Brady, no Breeze, no Roethlisberger, and no Phillip Rivers. Imagine that.
But another thing I like about the Saints is that they're riding the coattails of Alvin Kamara, who is averaging 80 yards receiving.
And 40-plus points in fantasy. Let's go.
But yeah, so I'm going to go with the Saints. What about you?
I got to go Saints. I got Kamara as my starting running back in fantasy this week. He's gotten me 40 before. This is another chance where he can win me a game. I'm hoping for another 40-plus points. Plus the Chargers at are they 1-4 or 1-3?
They are 1-3.
1-3.
Saints 2-2.
Okay, so 1-3. Not too confident in their ability to win games, especially with their quarterback situation as well as some other stuff. They got a stout receiving core, good running back core. If they can get a quarterback in there that can handle that type of offense, good for them. But I got the Saints in this one.
Well, to follow up that game, we have, like we mentioned earlier, a rare Tuesday night NFL matchup tomorrow between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. Austin, who you got?
I think I'm going to go with the Titans on this one.
Okay.
Because
two undefeated teams.
Two undefeated teams. Let's get but we're at 4-0 and 3-0. So two undefeated teams. Henry beat it. Has had 2 weeks to prepare for this. Maybe over. With their whole suspension and stuff like that.
It's hard to say, but yeah.
It really is. But I still don't think you can stop that. Still don't think you could stop Derrick Henry with the way he's playing. However, I think the Bills are going to keep it close with that offense.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I think that Josh Allen is playing right now like a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's proving all his doubters wrong, saying that he shouldn't have been, saying that all those doubters that said they shouldn't be drafting a Wyoming quarterback. He's proving them wrong. The dude's averaging over 330 yards passing.
You can't fault him on that one. Obviously playing good.
And Stephon Diggs, man, did the Bills make a right decision. They gave up the house for Stephon Diggs.
I also have him in fantasy. He's doing okay. I would love to get
doing okay. He's averaging 100 yards a game.
Well, fantasy points, dude. That's about 10 points here, depending on how many receptions he has.
So what I love about them is not only they got the Bills defense. They're like, what's that saying? They bend but don't break. They got some.
It was like Mike Leach's defense back then. Anyway, you're getting into a whole nother topic here in of itself. This is a quick-paced game here, brother. So you've got the Bills, I got the Titans.
All right.
Let's see where the cards fall.
Let's see.
Also coming up, we have the New York SC versus Orlando SC in an MLS matchup on Wednesday. I think you were supposed to say FC on that one, Ryan, when you were writing the script. But we'll let it slide. I know you're not great at soccer. I'm barely good at soccer. So, Ryan, who you got for this one between Orlando FC and New York FC?
I'm gonna go with Orlando.
Orlando,
yeah. I like their sixth overall in goals. They're 4th in assists. But you know what? This is going to be a tough matchup anyway. This is 4 versus 5 in the conference matchup.
Yeah.
And but you know what? Because you look at their possession percentage, they are practically equal as well. You look at their goals against. It's 4 versus 5.
Yeah. Goals against, Orlando's got 20. New York has 19.
Yeah, and they're so I like what I'm seeing from them so far, and I like the last 5 games. They have not lost. It's been all wins and ties, and those ties, they've been boring ties. They're 0-0, but I still like what I'm seeing from them more than NYC. Austin, what about you?
I'm actually going to go with New York City FC on this one.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a 4 versus 5 matchup. So what you're looking at is that you're looking at a matchup that's going to be very, very close. It's going to come down to probably like the last in the 90th minute or even in the 89th minute. Last 5 matchups, similar to what Orlando has done. They've gotten 3 wins, but they did end up with 2 losses, but they were very close. It was a 1-0 loss to Toronto FC and then a 2-1 loss to New England Revolution, which I think is based out in Boston. So obviously very, very close losses. So this game is probably going to come down to the wire. And in their last 5 matchups, it's been I think it's a 2-0-2 matchup, which means 2 wins to Orlando, 0 to New York, and then the 2 draw.
Yeah.
But they've all been very close games except for one, which was actually earlier this year, which was a 3-1 win to Orlando. And now that I'm looking at it, I want to apologize. It is Orlando City SC. New York City was the FC. My apologies on that one. You did write the Orlando one right. But I'm going with New York on this one.
All righty. And finally, to finish it off, we have an MLB Game 1 matchup tonight between the Atlanta Braves and the LA Dodgers in the NLCS. Austin, who you got?
I got the Dodgers on this one. They look to be the more stout team. They've looked good throughout as the season's progressed, as this weird bubble in MLB season has gone on. But they look more stacked. They've got big names in their corner. I'm going with the Dodgers.
You know what? I'm going to pick an interesting one. I'm going to go with the Braves. Mostly because I like who they got at the starting pitcher. Max Fried, yes, I know his ERA is just slightly better than Walker Buehler's. They're both star pitchers, but what I've seen is in his, I believe it's 11 innings pitched during this postseason, 9 strikeouts, no walks. No walks. That's what I like. And the Braves are 2nd in batting average overall. They lead in on-base percentage. Mm-hmm. And now, here's where it's even. They're both between first and second in home runs total runs. So it's going to be an interesting game, but they both have a high slugging percentage as well. But you know what? I'm going with the Braves. What about you? What do you got? Oh wait, that's right. That's right. You already said it.
This is twice now where you think I haven't made a pick yet. One, it was actually true, I didn't, but this one I've actually made a pick. So.
Yeah.
And it's been a long week, brother. I ain't gonna.
It has been a long week. We've been having some assignments get to our heads. Yeah, it's been tough.
Yep. Well, that's our show for this week's edition of MCTV Sports 101. Join us next week for the latest big name stories in sports. I am Austin Seat.
And I'm Ryan Heller. We will see you next time. That was a bad pitch, but
it's been better than your previous.